know over there.
Of course.
And I have a theme on Cleopatra, as her as, of course, the Queen of Egypt, and her relationship with Mark Antony.
So that sounds really interesting.
That's going to be finalized this week.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
So I'm doing pieces on beauty. I do some pieces on, like, nudes.
I was going to ask if you do anything that's a little bit...
well, it's
a
more
little
like,
risque.
It's a little bit more like figure type stuff, like classic.
Yeah, okay. Like naked.
Yes.
Naked stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I like naked stuff.
I do a lot of causes. For example...
Naked causes? No, okay.
No, I'm doing I've done a piece on actually human trafficking. And actually,
you mentioned something about that.
This is the piece.
Which, with the Super Bowl, which was recently in town, they were mentioning about that, and that was in the news as well. It was massive. This is really touching. It's a great piece.
And actually,
it's really good. You've got so many different images, I think, that really cover, that really encompasses what human trafficking is all about.
Yeah, and that actually... an agency known as the FBI and Department of Homeland Security, ICE, is interested in that piece.
That's really nice. Now, how is it that so many people know about your work? How is it that they find you and that you're in the Smithsonian? I wouldn't even know how to go about to even getting something admitted to the Smithsonian.
That's very complicated.
And there's a lot of paperwork and red tape involved. I'm sure.
You have to figure out who it is that's the curator of that particular subject matter, and it has to fit their parameters. It's very complicated.
Oh goodness!
And I actually put together an actual package together, and this could be considered a potential package. So we have like folders with material
like
inside.
A lot of your work and everything about
resume,
Goodness
everything.
sakes! So this is like a press kit about you.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'm familiar with press kits. This is really fantastic. Now, this is a piece that I'm really interested in. I think is really incredible. This is about the Challenger.
This is about the Challenger.
Okay. Which we just had an anniversary on that, didn't we?
Yes, the 25th year anniversary. Yeah. Very sad.
Which isn't called an anniversary, because the anniversary I always think of something happy.
It was definitely not.
It's not a happy occasion,
and actually at the time it was extremely happy for me, because, not the accident, but in the early 80s I was introduced to Krista McAuliffe.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman.
Boss. Oh yeah, unbelievable.
There's so many incredible stories that people are still talking about now to this day about her. She was an incredible person.
So that was my first trip to Florida.
Okay. And now you're down here full time.
Yes.
And that's something. This is really incredible. How long did it take for you to create this piece?
Actually, this is one of the longest pieces as far as the amount of time. It took me about 3 years.
Goodness sakes.
And it was accepted by the state of New Hampshire 3 days before the anniversary. So I literally had to rush this out. And if you Google me, you'll find that I was interviewed by the Concord Monitor, New Hampshire Magazine, and I was in the Manchester Union Leader. So you had a dream about how all the pieces were going to fit together. Now, is it just a matter of you going and finding the pictures that you're going to use in the collage? I had a lot of help. Okay. Some of the pictures are mine. You must have a lot of resources then in all different areas of people. I need a picture of this, or can you help me with that? Actually, there's a lot of networking. Yes. Actually, a longtime friend of mine owns a publishing company. Oh. And his people are into data capture and research, so I have that side as well. Plus, I have some other people that are acting as my agent. One of them works for the federal government, so he helps me as well. Goodness sakes! So you've got a lot of help, and you've got some really interesting pieces. Now, something about what else do you do risque? Because there is a fetish museum that is actually in Miami. Actually, somebody told me about that. I want to go down there. And actually, I don't think I really have any risque type of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't think that you would have anything risque, but I was just curious because I think there are some artists that use a woman's body and they make some really incredible work with pictures and things like that. I'd even be willing to be a model because I like your work. Well, actually, I did a piece on the figure. The art of the figure. And there were some pieces down in Meisner Park that showed just the form. And I surrounded those sculptured images with my pieces in this piece. Oh,
wow, that's really something else.
I think it's pretty neat.
Now, what are like some of the upcoming collages that you're considering doing? I mean, do you have like a whole list of
Actually,
like different ones that you want to do?
I have over 50 pieces.
Oh.
And I'm currently actually marketing some tourism pieces. Like, it could be areas, it could be like Portland, Maine. I have one of all of New England, but I'm working on pieces on, for example, I'm working on a piece about Benjamin Franklin.